Natural anti-inflammatory foods more powerful than medication. Have you ever felt like you were living on medication? A painkiller in the morning, an anti-inflammatory pill at noon, and something for your stomach at night to counter all the pills. Yet, your knees are still swollen, your hands still ache, and every morning you need nearly half an hour before your joints loosen up. I remember an elderly patient once sat across from me, slowly clenching and unclenching their hand, and said quietly, "Doctor, I'm tired of medicine." It wasn't because they didn't believe in medicine. It was because after years of taking pills as regularly as drinking water, they still didn't feel like their body was truly healing. And at that moment, I asked them just one question. Have you ever tried changing what you eat every day? We often forget this simple truth. What we eat, every spoonful, every sip, not only nourishes our bodies, but also affects the inflammation in our joints. Some foods might seem ordinary, but when used properly and consistently, they can have stronger anti-inflammatory effects than Western medicine. No side effects, no fatigue, and most importantly, they help your body heal itself from within. Welcome to Wellness Unfolds, where I, Dr. Sam Wells, share real-life experiences, simple science, and gentle advice to help you live healthy, free, and truly comfortable in your own body after 60. In today's podcast episode, we'll explore together why food can be more effective than medication in reducing inflammation. 5 groups of natural foods that reduce joint pain and swelling every day. And how to incorporate them into your daily meals in the simplest and easiest way. Are you ready? Let's begin. Why can food be more effective than medication in fighting inflammation? When you take an anti-inflammatory pill, it's like extinguishing a fire on the surface. But if you don't clear the smoldering embers underneath, the fire will return tomorrow. Inflammation, especially in the joints, isn't just a result of aging. It comes from our lifestyle stress environment, and especially from what we eat every day. Some foods silently fuel the fire-refined, sugar-processed foods, reused cooking oils. They trigger the body to release more inflammatory cytokines, causing joint tissues to swell and ache, eventually leading to degeneration and joint deformities. On the other hand, some foods are like silent firefighters, not flashy or instant, but if used patiently a little every day, they gradually calm inflammation from within. Not only that, they help cartilage tissues regenerate, slowly, stimulate natural anti-inflammatory enzymes in the body, and improve circulation that nourishes the joints. I've seen many elderly patients who simply changed their diet for 4 weeks, cut back on sugar, added more vegetables, turmeric, and fish, and their bodies felt noticeably lighter. They didn't have to quit their medication right away, but by eating right, they could gradually reduce their dosage. And most importantly, they felt more in control of their own care. Because food is not just fuel, it's a message we send to our bodies every day. Every meal is either a gentle word of comfort to your joints or a dash of salt on their wounds. What message are you sending your body? Join me as we continue to discover which foods truly heal, and more importantly, how to naturally and effortlessly make them part of your everyday meals. 5 natural food groups that are good for your joints. When people think of anti-inflammatory foods, they often imagine expensive supplements or fancy health products. But in reality, the most powerful remedies are often right in our own kitchens. Simple, easy to find, and when used properly, more effective and sustainable than pills. 1. Fatty fish, like salmon, sardines, and mackerel. These types of fish are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, a powerful inflammation-fighting compound. Omega-3 helps suppress swelling in the joints, improves the flexibility of cell membranes, and reduces pain and stiffness significantly. I had a 68-year-old patient who used to rely on anti-inflammatory meds almost daily. After she started eating salmon 3 times a week along with some flax seeds and olive oil, she said, "My knees don't ache the way they used to, and I can go for a walk every evening without needing medicine." 2 to 3 servings of oily fish each week, a gentle yet effective way to support your joints. 2. Golden spices, turmeric and ginger. Curcumin in turmeric and gingerol in ginger are well-researched natural anti-inflammatories. You don't need to take turmeric pills every day. Just sprinkle a little turmeric powder into soups or sip warm ginger tea in the morning, and you're already helping your joints reduce inflammation, fight oxidative stress, and improve circulation to the cartilage. Think of each spoonful of turmeric as a gentle touch for your stiff joints. Quiet, but powerful. 3. Dark leafy greens, like spinach, kale, and broccoli. These veggies are packed with vitamins, K, C, and antioxidants. Vitamin K helps maintain bone density, while vitamin C supports collagen production, an essential part of joint structure. Greens act like a cooling cloth for the body, helping it detox and calm low-level chronic inflammation. 4. Berries, like blueberries, strawberries, and black grapes. These fruits contain anthocyanins, a natural and potent anti-inflammatory compound. They act like a shield, protecting joint tissues from damage caused by free radicals and easing joint pain. Start your morning with a small serving of berries and low-sugar yogurt. Not only delicious, but also great for your joints, gut, and skin. 5. Extra virgin olive oil and nuts, like almonds and walnuts. Olive oil contains oleocanthal, a compound that works similarly to ibuprofen, but gently and without side effects. Nuts provide omega-3 vitamin E and plant-based protein, all of which help reduce swelling, improve flexibility, and support muscle strength around the joints. If you're listening and realizing you've been eating too many inflammatory foods, don't worry. It's never too late to start again, and your body will respond. Share this podcast with your older loved ones who are also dealing with stiffness and pain, so they know there's a gentler, more lasting way beyond medication. Together, we can turn every meal into a healing remedy. How to incorporate these foods into daily meals without making it complicated. I know that many people over 60 worry, I don't have time for elaborate cooking, or is this kind of diet too difficult for me? In truth, there's no need to overhaul your entire meal plan. Just add one small thing at a time, gently and flexibly, as if you're adding a bit of love to your familiar dishes. Start with breakfast. Instead of white bread and sausage, try a slice of whole grain toast with almond butter and a few blueberries or black grapes. If you prefer something warm, a bowl of oatmeal cooked with plant-based milk and grated ginger is a wonderful choice. Soothing, anti-inflammatory, and easy on digestion. Lunch is a great time to include fatty fish, perhaps a simple piece of seared salmon with steamed greens like kale, broccoli, or spinach. You don't need a large portion, just a small one, but have it regularly. A drizzle of olive oil over the veggies also works as a natural anti-inflammatory medicine for your knees. Dinner could be a turmeric lentil soup or fish porridge with ginger. Easy to digest, low in calories, and helpful in recovering your joints after a full day of movement. I once guided a 70-year-old who lived alone and wasn't used to cooking. He started by making a simple cup of ginger water each morning and eating canned fish in olive oil twice a week. 6 weeks later, he called me sounding cheerful. "Doctor, my knees feel so much better now. I don't need both hands to get up the stairs anymore." The key isn't in making huge changes. It's about being consistent. Each spoon of turmeric, each cup of ginger tea, each serving of greens is a message to your body: I'm listening to you. I'm taking care of you. And that quiet consistency day after day becomes the foundation for joints that are softer, more flexible, no matter how many birthdays you've had. What to avoid so you don't ruin the effects of anti-inflammatory foods. There's a slightly disappointing truth I often have to tell my patients: no matter how much turmeric or salmon you eat, if you don't avoid the hidden wreckers from within, the benefits won't show up. It's like mopping the floor every day while leaving a leaky faucet dripping. Eventually, the floor is just as wet and slippery as before. The first thing I always warn my older patients about is refined sugar and processed foods. Cakes, soda sausages, canned meats, instant noodles, convenient, yes, but packed with sugar, salt, and preservatives. They don't just trigger chronic inflammation, they also intensify joint pain, especially in the morning. One of my elderly patients once shared with me that every time she had store-bought buttered popcorn during her evening movie, her fingers would be so stiff the next morning that she couldn't even twist open a water bottle. When she stopped eating it for a month, the symptoms significantly improved. The second thing to avoid is overconsumption of red meat, especially when grilled, fried, or cooked in reused oil. These methods create compounds that directly inflame the synovial lining around the joints. If you eat beef or pork, choose gentler methods like steaming, boiling, or slow cooking, and pair it with greens, lemon, or ginger to help balance out the effects. Then there's something else seemingly unrelated but incredibly influential on how well anti-inflammatory foods work: your state of mind. Chronic stress and anxiety raise cortisol levels, a hormone that keeps the body in constant alert mode. And when that happens, no matter how healthy your meals are, your immune system behaves as if there's an enemy inside, triggering widespread inflammation, especially in vulnerable joints. That's why I always encourage my patients to practice relaxation, whether it's 5 minutes of meditation in the morning, soft music in the background, or simply sitting quietly to look at the garden. Fighting inflammation doesn't live only on your plate. It's also in your daily habits and the calmness of your soul. Joints can soften if you're patient. I always remind my patients of this crucial truth: reversing joint inflammation isn't a one-day fix. Our bodies, after years of silent damage, don't recover overnight with one superfood or prescription. But if you nurture it each day with the right things, it will know how to heal itself. Joints don't stiffen just because they age. They stiffen because they haven't been loved in a long time. And that love sometimes is as simple as a breakfast with avocado, a plate of steamed vegetables, or swapping your usual strong coffee for a warm cup of ginger tea. I once had an elderly patient, a 75-year-old widower, who deeply moved me with how he changed. From someone with erratic eating habits and dependence on painkillers, he began growing herbs on his porch, cooking simple meals with turmeric, mackerel, and olive oil. After 3 months, he told me, "Doctor, I don't need my cane to walk anymore." What I've learned from patients like him is this: the aging body is incredibly wise. If we just listen and stay patient, it will show us remarkable transformations. So here's my final message for you. Don't wait until you're in pain to start eating well. Start today. One meal, one food, one small choice. Repeat it every day. It can make a huge difference for your joints. If you found this podcast helpful, please share it with someone living with arthritis. And don't forget to subscribe to Wellness Unfolds, where each week we'll learn something new together. Gentle, simple, and practical to make aging a little easier and a lot healthier.